All right, all right, all right. This is Acer of Spades, Team TSE, State 268. We are number one. I need you guys to bear with me a little bit. I had a wonderful birthday. I really appreciate all the shout outs that I received from you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all the love. Everything was fantastic. But we came here today to talk about something that was brought out yet again by my good buddy Blackout, who, by the way, is a more than qualified leader. Shout outs to you, bro, and State 449 and that entire team. You guys are fantastic at XOM. Um, we need to discuss something that doesn't really get discussed in the game. I don't see them anywhere as far as definitions go. And guess what? It's super important and people really don't know what to do. So this is Acer of Spades version of alliance leadership roles, what they do, what they are, how it works, and what maybe you should be doing as well. Now, again, I want to precurse this with just being my opinion, but I've been relatively successful and I think I can help a lot of other alliances and members understand what they should be doing and be successful too. So we're going to go over here and click the member button. By the way, to get here, all I did was hit the alliance button, which is right underneath the the items chest looking shape underneath your envelope. In the alliance button, you have what's called members. And in these members, you're going to have all these different drop-down lists, and you can name those drop-down lists anything you want if you are an R5 or an R4. But understand, these particular drop-down lists really are R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. So at the very bottom, it says new member. If someone applies to your alliance and you have space, they will appear in this menu and you'll hit the little drop-down tab and basically you can accept or deny them depending on their level and anything else that they have going on. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What is an R1? An R1 is either a brand new person that you just accepted from the new members list, or they're in trouble. There's someone who was an R2 at some point and made some really big mistakes one way or the other, and they need some correction. And for then, you sit in the R1 area, you get very minimal vision of the alliance and what they're doing, but at the same time, you know what you need to do to grow and proceed. And R2, you either graduated from being new or you performed a whole lot better. Obviously, maybe a week went by. You did everything you were supposed to do. You donated consistently. You showed up on time and you helped out the alliance. We saw the value. We upgraded you. We put you to an R2 and we really appreciate that. Keep up the good work. R3, you are consistently active. You follow all the rules. You even sometimes help with those rules and you bring high value to the alliance and you give examples for all the others below you to follow, meaning those R2s and R1s who clearly either are brand new, didn't know what to do, or they made some huge mistakes. The R3s don't make those mistakes anymore, and they're obviously not new. They're your veterans. In some cases, they were previous R5s and R4s themselves. They just chose to take a cushier position and hang out at the R3 section, or it's just a situation where we don't have enough R4 roles. We can only have 8 of those, and if you notice, the R3s are capped at 30. Now, R4, one of my favorite roles. The R4 runs the show. Okay, guys, these R4s are the most important people in the alliance. I myself, as you can see, am an R5 and I will get there, but I want to make it very clear. If it were not for my R4s being incredible and absolutely running the entire show the way that they do, I wouldn't exist. So shout outs to my entire team of amazing R4s over here in 268 and of course the entire team in 449. You guys are fantastic. Now let's get into the nitty gritty and exactly what they do. You see, the key roles of an R4 is you're going to enforce the rules and the policies, and you're also going to help make them. You're going to give all your suggestions to the R5 and amongst each other. Communicate regularly with everyone all the time, and you coordinate all the changes that are going to happen with the team. You assist the R5's role with the ability to replace the R5 if necessary, and constantly watches all aspects of the alliance contribution, from donations to attendance, etc. Again, this is my own definition. It's even more thorough than that, and I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, but I want you guys to know and understand what these people are doing, and it's everything. So you got 8 of those, but only 4 of them get what I like to call key roles. You'll notice at the top, I have 4 of them filled. You have Guardian, Recruiter, Overseer, and Diplomat. And we're going to go through each one real quick so we understand when you're picking these people for your alliance, R5s and R4s. Always do it by vote. I really strongly believe in diplomacy, but long story short, only one person is going to fill each role. And here's what they should be able to do. The Guardian of the Alliance. I highly recommend that they be amongst, if not the strongest, R4. The job is simple: serve and protect. They assist the Overseer's judgments, but mostly they deal with the threats to the Alliance from outsiders. If they attack, the Guardians reinforce, attack, and then shoot some missiles. So the Guardians play a very key role. As a matter of fact, when it comes to things like Doomsday, they actually have special features that Guardians get, but that's another video another time. The point is, it is very clear the Guardians are basically the officers that serve and protect the Alliance. The Recruiter. The Recruiter actively brings people into the Alliance. That's all they do. Their job, when they're not assisting all the other R4s and R5s needs, is speaking in state chat, building bonds with other alliances. You build the trust that brings the best people to the Alliance to satisfy the Alliance needs and goals. They assist inside when needed, but works and deals with mergers. Now, a lot of folks, especially if you're newer, haven't gone through too many mergers, but that's when one alliance either surrenders or they annex with another alliance. And to make a long story short, 2 alliances become one completely disappears, and the better one wins. Recruiters basically set those things up. My history in this game, I started off as a recruiter when I was an R4 for a very long time for ZLT. Some of my older videos, you'll hear me say Team ZLT. Shout outs to my old team. We're still all together. And to make a long story short, recruiter is incredibly important. And I've set up several mergers and made a lot of things happen. And here we are today. TSE is a merger between RIF and ZLT. And we are so proud that we did it. We have a dream team and we're happy about it. Overseer, aka AKA internal affairs. They handle everything internally. The attendance rules, regulations, and suggestions are all handled by the overseer. Performance review of all members. If it's happening inside, the overseer knows and deals with it. Eyes and ears of the Alliance, guys. The overseer has one of the most important jobs in my opinion, the game. So you have to have somebody you trust with the utmost certainty. They're not easy to replace. And obviously, Ags sitting in that position right now is absolutely crushing it. Mechanic does exactly what he's supposed to do. And Iggy, shout outs to you for doing everything you do as well. But again, that overseer role is key. So they're handling everything that's happening inside. So guys, if you have any questions, see your overseer. That's the one to look for. Of course, the R5 is always there for you, but that's what the overseer is for. Now, the diplomat, and God only knows, I have to have one of the best diplomats in the world. Shout outs to Miss Bio. She already knows how I feel about her. I have to tell her all the time because the effort and the work she puts in is absolutely insane. So thank you so much. When it comes to Miss Bio, she handles, again, what I messed up on before, all the external affairs. So problems and solutions with members of other alliances get handled by her. She reviews the battle histories and reports and settles situations when other things happen, like attacks that shouldn't be happening, and diplomatically keeps track of who hit what, when, and where, and then she finds out how to fix it. If you don't know that how important that is, God only knows you haven't played the game long enough, because you're going to have way too many problems. And when you got a volunteer that literally gives that much time and energy, such as your diplomat, then you got a winner. And I happen to have one of the greatest ones in the world. Now, to wrap it up, guys, let's go ahead and talk about my position. And again, these are all my personal definitions. So let me explain where I am as an R5. The R5, I like to call the trustworthy visionary. My position, in my opinion, is probably the least important while also being the most important. When I say least important, I cannot run the alliance at all like my amazing R4s. They are what make the show happen, and the other four that are not a part of those key roles can easily do those roles. And I'm blessed to have R3s that could probably replace all of my R4s if necessary. Although hard, I just happen to have that great of a team. But as an R5, I I I just thank you guys. So I'm sorry, I'm actually thinking about this, man. You guys are awesome. So anyway, as an R5, my job is pretty simple. I boost the team morale. People crowd around me and gather around me because they can trust me and they know I'm going to be there for them and do the right thing. And doing the right thing, I think, is the most important thing an R5 could ever do. You have a plan and a goal in mind for the overall alliance direction, and in all aspects, you review all internal and external situations all the time, and you make the ultimate decision. And you should be the most active and knowledgeable on game mechanics. So, in my opinion, my job is pretty simple. I don't run the show, I'm not a dictator in any way. My job is to pick the absolute best team in the world, which I know I've already done, and guide them in an overall direction that utilizes all of their strengths and helps them overcome all of their weaknesses to create something greater. Know all you need to know about every event, and you point your amazing team in that direction, and you cannot lose. That's what I do as R5, guys. If this information was even remotely helpful, you already know the drill, guys. Please like and subscribe. As you'll see, I'll still have all those wonderful iCards popping up all throughout the video. If you see something that's important to you, click it, go through it, and God only knows I got the information for you. If you have any video requests, you already know. Put it in the comment section below. This has been your friend and R5, Ace of Spades of TSE, signing out.